Good morning. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. 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 Hi. 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 Hello. 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 Hi. Hello. 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 Hi, Fee. Hi. Hi, Blackwoods, and thank you, V, for the 6 month resub.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you very much for your continued support of the Void City, and paying the the voluntary taxes in this for this place. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate it. Today we're gonna be going back into Disco Elysium. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a great time. This is yay! This is before we start, I do want to say like couple of things that I've been playing. I played through Face Miners main thing. Face Miner is a game that we tried the demo like a while back, and I was like, holy, this is gonna be a great game when it comes out. And in fact, it is. It's the so the what you would call the main storyline. You could say it has like three modes: easy, default, or normal, and hard. And it just changes how grindy it is. At the end of the day, it's still like a fancy cookie clicker where you just click the faces to make money, and and like it has this whole like management system and all, and it's good. It's at least the main line version. Without getting into many, we're not gonna get into any kind of spoilers because it's a very new game, and if you like what the gameplay has in store for you, honestly, I recommend it completely. It's like really cheap. It's a really cheap game to be like cost wise, and and it does have like an endless mode that adds like a couple of things here and there, and it's interesting how it works and how everything like just goes. What I would like to know, you do have like a couple of extra gauges that do not come into play during your first run, if you could say. Well, couple, there's one specific, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see other people get into the game and see if they can like decode if there are like other options, if there's like the one ending to the main line or not, so yeah, it's a very very fresh game, and yeah, I do recommend it. I did get after yesterday, and I did get into Home Safety Hotline, a game that I watched Kiki play, and it was I was too tired to be playing, but I did enjoy what I saw so far. It's basically you just being there, like reading files on quote unquote pests, and you have to you get a caller and they describe their problem, and you send the relevant information about the possible pest that they might be having. You send it their way, and yeah, I want to revisit that with a little bit more of less completely fucking tired. I was so tired yesterday at night, and then I got in there and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play this. Looking at all the pests, and there are like like I don't have problem with moles. I don't have problems with mice. I don't have problems with things like mold and termites and spiders and such. But like the thinking about like places that are quote unquote infested with things like say cockroaches, ants, and just general unpleasant things. Yeah, it could like while being just completely tired can get a little bit on you for sure. But yeah, there's a game that I actually like. I would call it exposition therapy. I have a severe ever since I was just but a small chip, a small transistor. I remember that I had problem with the thought of cockroaches because of during during those early years. I do remember that there were big, very scary ad campaigns against cockroaches, and they like painted them as these things that if you touch them or are too near them, they will fucking kill you with germs and such. And they're disgusting and blah blah blah. And like, yeah, sure, they are pests like mice, you know. And they carry these disease and everything, sure, but not to the extent where you just freeze up. And I was like that for the longest time. And I did at one point try to play the game Bad Mojo as exposition therapy. For anybody that does not know what the game Bad Mojo is all about, it's think about Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis, but instead of turning into like a giant bug, and it's the if I remember correctly, the the weirdness about if Greg Samsa in the Metamorphosis is a cockroach or a dung beetle, lies within the translation of the word that is used to describe the creature he becomes, Greg Samsa, the main character. But I remember that it was normally like I think it was a dung beetle. The thing is, Bad Mojo turns into kind of like that, but instead of making you a giant fucking bug, it turns you into a tiny fucking cockroach inside your very dirty fucking apartment, and you have to traverse the entirety of the world. Oh no, Bad Mojo, yeah, somebody knows about Bad Mojo. Bad Mojo is fucking disgusting. It's like you will see the game and you will just get like, I've shown it to people that do not have problems with pests and things, and they get the irk. They go it's like, yeah, no, it's a beautifully grotesque video game. Maybe one day I'll play it. Who knows? I remember that I played it all right on Windows 7 the last time that I tried to play that game. When I was still a small child in Taiwan, we had cockroaches because we lived upstairs from a restaurant. Oh, yeah, no, that tracks. Yeah. They might tell you that that all kitchens should be clean and everything, but even the cleanest and most like certified kitchen environments do have cockroaches. It's just a thing that you have to live with. It just happens. It's a thing that happens, and you might want to keep at bay, but it will. The heat, the trash, the food, the people coming in and out. Yeah, great place to great eating place, great nesting place if you're a small cockroach and living near those. I can see that happening, and yeah, I don't like any kind of cockroaches. I know that they're bugs, and bugs in general are cool. But I am a what would you call it? Blattodeophobic, because Blattodea is the I think it's the name of the whole family of cockroaches. Yeah, 30 plus years later, it's changed restaurants many times. Now there are no cockroaches, so they must be doing something better. Oh, for sure. Hopefully. If I see a cockroach, I think I just perished on the spot. Oh, yeah, you get it. Yeah, you get it. This is the good thing about living in the dry desert down south in the southern hemisphere. It's really cold, it's really dry, so there's no, it's like you put a bug out there, and unless they have and soft shell insects do not, like specifically soft shell bugs do not live a long time because it's either the wind takes them or the sun cooks them. So yeah, so either you borrow or you have a really strong shell on your back. So yeah, you don't see a lot of cockroaches unless you work at a restaurant. I think I did many a times. I did work at the back of a kitchen, and I did see my fair share of cockroaches. And I did see like a bunch of bags boob from time to time that shouldn't be boobing. But hey, such is life, I guess. Question mark. Anyway. But yeah, if you go to say Buenos Aires with that, it's like just the humidity is just through the roof the whole year. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing cockroaches everywhere. It's just everywhere. I'm like, you gotta be you gotta take care of the whole thing. The good thing is that the places like, for example, some people say, oh, but the slums are probably like the place that is most infested with cockroaches. Fun fact, actually not. The places with most cockroaches are buildings and just general or more urbanized areas. Places like the slums have something in favor of them, and it's that they have geckos, and geckos love to eat cockroaches. And whenever you see a gecko, you go, hello gecko, I love you, please have a good time and good lunch, good dinner. Because they will, it's just like whenever I go to visit family living in some slums in Buenos Aires, they just have they it's like no cockroaches at all. I go visit some friend that lives in the middle of the fucking city in a building or something, and it's like God, it's like there are at least two bottles of two cans of bug spray in the house at all times. It's just, yeah, it's just how it is. But anyway, today we're not thinking about like the live cockroaches. We're thinking about one cockroach in particular. Our dear friend Raphael, that is. Let me boot it up. Where you at? Here you are. Bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bum. Fuck it's home. People keep talking about the Saul making the Disco Elysium mobile version directed at TikTok users. That's like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. We're not getting the end of it, huh? Game? Are you okay? Are you okay? It's thinking. Wait, everybody, it's thinking. Disco Elysium, are you okay? I think when my version of Disco Elysium heard the whole Disco Elysium for TikTok, it had it's currently throwing some dives to check how it feels. Rev up those fryers. Whoa! Fryers. Hello, Raiders. Hello, are you here to disco? Burn, baby, burn! I go me. Whoa! Okay, hold on. Welcome in, Raiders. Let me give you a shout out. I actually was watching like earlier. I was while making omelet. A little shout out for the tickle me. He go follow. You were playing Capes of Cud. I've been getting like the itch to play Capes of Cud too, because I've been like I've been seeing Sevi Cursive playing the game, and I saw you playing the thing. How did that cut run go? And for anybody that doesn't know about me, hello everybody. Hi, hello. Welcome to the Void City. I'm Sasha. I'm Sasha Ikronon. Here, I'm just a TB. I'm a void embodying a TB head right now that plays a bunch of games. And right now we're doing our first run of Disco Elysium. We're playing as a tired superstar hobo cop. This is our story today. It's it's been super fun, but yeah. Also, go me if you need to take care of yourself. If you need to, like, you know, disconnect from the stream mindset, drink some water. Please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first and foremost, but if you would like to hang around after, we'd love to have you around. As you should be playing it. Exactly, yes. Hobocop is peak. Yeah. Got killed by an angry time manipulating tree. Oh, that's amazing. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's the way to go. I think if I was to just give up the ghost, yeah, I would totally just get killed by a Time Lord tree. We'll discuss the functionality and morality of using corpse as a storage medium. Well, the depends on the environmental circumstances, but a corpse, if carved out properly, could be used easily as a storage medium. The best way to do it would be making it go through through mummification, or the way that certain figures of the for example 19th century and 20th century which were what's this? There was this method, this thing. I always remember this thing because I have this very like early image of Vladimir Lenin's corpse being displayed through the years, because he was embalmed. He was embalmed, and like if you think about it, if you embalm the body, which is just modern mummification, you can use the insides as basically like you could keep like a corpse in a place and have it as a treasure chest, you know. You open up the chest, there's treasure in there. Yippee! Everybody wins. I will have a snacky and learn Cal. Yeah, I hope you have a good snacking. Yeah, my favorite is the bullet sneezing hogs. I have to get into Cud. I do want to get into it. I got like a friend, not only Sebi, but before that, a friend that was like, oh, yo, Capes of Cud is fucking wild. It's like, it's gotten some updates as of late. You should definitely get it to play it. And I haven't had it, like, I don't know when I got it, but it's been there, you know, around. You cannot possibly fathom the powers I will, moral, not the consequences of the mistake that you have just made by invoking my ire. I love irate the trees. Just rageful trees. Right. We had to talk to the Jesus. No, not to Jesus. I don't think you can talk to Jesus and no, wait, actually that is a bad thought. Maybe you can talk to Jesus and Disco Elysium. I can talk with this many many forms of spirits. I have already done so for the past 5 sessions. I can't remember how many streams we've had so far of Disco Elysium, but yeah. So I could become a Jesus freak and talk with the Lord, if you will. It's a bowl. There's spit in it, reeking of tobacco. You see hawthorn bushes outside. Photos of men in overalls toting guns and Union placards. Right, right, this guy. Yeah, I'm taking my time.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately. You should not indulge him.
Detective.
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. I'll just keep a...
57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
Okay, this is where you say your bit. So we need to talk about the man hanged out back. First, we need to talk about your attitude. So if Titus is by your bit, Titus is referring either to me asking about the corpse or me being a cop. Either of these options are not what I need. So.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
The boss man's talking to you. Cross your arms.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
The little guy looks at his mates in disbelief.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
The lieutenant turns to the broad-shouldered man at the end of the table. First, we need to talk about your attitude.
The RCM sent us some big dick cops.
Just how high is your authority? The answer could determine how much fun we'll have chatting with these guys. It's, somewhere. Yeah, no, it's not super high. I could get it higher, though. I might indulge. Also, a little thing before we go on. This is my first run, and yeah, I will be I would like to keep it as spoiler free as possible. But yeah. I will be putting points into authority, baby. Yeah. You know, I mean, these are pretty high, so, you know. Wow, the RCM sends us some big dick cops. Yeah, some big dick chinchilla cops. Yet again, no, completely understand. I want to kind of say any more than that. Hell yeah. Oh no, please. It's just a thought that came to mind. I still have to set up like a command for this coalition. You're cool. It's all right. Just you know, since we have a lot of people in here, you know. But yeah. Oh, going back to this, the big dick cops, linking back again to the silver case, baby. This guy definitely knows about Detective Kusabi. We need this, the one silver case image, the one. Let me wait. Hold on. Hold the phone, because you say you know the one, and let me tell you, I have right now 63 screenshots, and I'm sure that 55 of them say big dick in them. I'm sure. I am so sure. I am so sure about it. Oh, come on. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's this one. Found it. For those that do not know, whoa, okay, take it easy, buddy. Big dick. Big dick. I love the silver case. I miss Kill the Past every day of my life. Got a lot of this guy, boss man. Yeah. This is your daily reminder of if you haven't checked out the silver case, this and well, Kill the Past in general, do yourself a favor and check it out. I think that the Kilber says, yeah, the Kilber says it's a beautiful game, and it does have despicable characters in it. I hate most of the characters in the silver case, but in a way that it's like, I love this assholes. I love these scumbags. It's amazing. And whenever they say Kill the Past Kill the Past is a series of video games that are tied together loosely, and they're all made by Suda51, who was the known basically mostly for Killer 7, Lollipop Chainsaw, and most of all, No More Heroes.
But I've gotten to the point. You should know this too.
Yes. That's well, Suda51, the head of Grasshopper Manufacture, and yeah, Kill the Past. It's like the main. It's like the one with the heaviest lore of all the games in there, you know. And yeah, I totally recommend getting first of all into the silver case, because it has the foundations for everything, and also it's fun. It's a fun read. It's a visual novel with a lot of like moving around and everything. The music is beautiful. It does have a couple of characters being just terrible. But they're not like being terrible and the game going like, no, yeah, this is okay. It's like they're terrible characters and the game goes, oh yeah, this guy, it's an asshole. It's fine. You can hate this guy. Look at this. Look at the shit they're saying right now. Yeah, I think you left Deadly Premonition out of that list and a criminal oversight. See, the thing is, Deadly Premonition is not tied as directly because it was made by Swery. But the thing is, Swery looks up to Suda. If sometimes you will go into the Blue Sky account of Swery, and there will be like a picture of I remember this one post where he uploaded a picture of him like being with Suda51. I don't remember who else, and like Swery being very like being like, just, I cannot believe I met this guy. And I'm like, oh man, that's amazing. Swery did work on Deadly Premonition 2, of course. Dreams Don't Die, I think it was, and like a bunch of other games, and like they're like oddball video games, very much in line with the oddball games that Suda51 does, makes, or has made in the past, and the past the one past that shouldn't be killed, I do have a rant that I will bring to everybody, and it's that I think Flower, Sun, and Rain, the second game in the line of Kill the Past video games, should be remade again. Why? Because the Nintendo DS version may be okay, but I got to play the PS2 version, and it's fucking amazing. It looks beautiful, and also the vibe in the PS2 version is just insane. It's insane. Flower, Sun, and Rain had 3 different versions. It had a beta version, it had the PS2 version, and it had the Nintendo DS version. And you can go through the 3 of them there's a DVD somewhere like with just like a bunch of like cut content that never got like out, and there's like a trailer, a beta trailer for Flower, Sun and Rain, and the vibe is just so different from what it was on the PS2 version. And I still find it amazing that that game just managed to like pseudo or rather just the general direction changed so much in such a short span of time, and all of them are amazing in their own way, but I would love to see like a remaster or remake, well, a remaster of the PS2 version. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, here we were.
Real big dick cops. Look at them. Reckless. Swinging in the wind.
Yeah, look at the big dick on that cop. Can't tell a dick that big what to do.
Must be something in the water in Jamrock.
He said thoughtfully.
Yeah, gave him real nice big dicks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Perfect timing. Surely you have, Glee. Welcome in. Welcome in, Glee. You got here for the right after the grasshopper manufacturer info dump, my beautiful kill the past info dump that I will give everybody unprompted. I will be if I wasn't having like a bunch of just general worries while being outside in the outside world. I will be like talking to just people on queues about Flower, Sun and Rain. This is just how it is. I would totally do that. I see myself in a future where I'm just walking up to people and going, "Hey, you don't seem to be doing anything too important. Let me talk to you about Killer 7. Anyway.
Questions? To hell with that. Get right up in the big dick's face. Physical confrontation.
Scan the room, take an aggressive step closer. The man hang in the backyard. Did you do it? Scan the room.
The room is silent. The leader does not flinch. Get further in there. Escalate.
Time to escalate.
What the fuck is this?
He gets up in your face.
Fuck with me.
Open and close your fists. Shift your center of balance from one leg to another.
His eyes narrow. His right hand starts tapping a quick little rhythm on his thigh. Tap, tap, tap.
Please talk to me about Killer. Please talk to me about Killer 7, stranger.
This guy's tough. Get the eye twitch going. You need to look scared.
Engage
What he's
iTwitch.tv.
doing, you hear, but his mouth isn't moving. It's the tension in his shoulders speaking.
What are you doing?
I can do this all night long. His clenched fists say, their knuckles turning white. I'm young. You're 50,000 years old. Do not explain or defend yourself. Attack.
In that time I have killed more than once, I can feel it in me, the ugly. With all the abuse I've taken, I'm still walking, talking, and ready to get into this fight. At my age, you will be dead. You're impulsive. You'll get in a fight, you won't win. But these do not have quotation marks on them, so they're not like talk, unless you're making like your body talk, I guess. That time I have killed more than once, I can feel it in me, the ugly. Do not explain, so... All the abuse I've taken, I'm still walking, talking and ready to get into this fight.
No, you're not. You're frail and your nerves are frayed. Old sadness weighs you down. He refuses to budge.
Okay.
You failed here. A weakness is a weakness, not a strength. Time to speak now, with words.
So, you're not just here to swing your big dick. You're here for the pretty boy. A real looker, that one.
He shakes his head.
Looks like shit, too.
They love him, boss. Spend all day digging around in there. Can't get enough of that pretty boy smell.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck? I have spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision. You're involved somehow, just don't have proof yet. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this.
He looks you dead in the eye.
All of us. Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Uh-huh, so you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so.
You murdered him just like that, no remorse. Who called the shots that night? When did this hanging incident occur? Why did you kill them? How did you kill them? How did the bullet in his head factor into this? Let's see. You murdered him just like that, no remorse. How did you kill him?
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
I am both confused but yet in approval of a seaman. I forget about that. Okay. Listen. Okay, so this is a short one. One day, I think it was during the first session, I just said we had like an interaction with Kim, and at one point I said, you know what that means, and the idea of fish kitsuragi came into the mind. I had to say the words fish kitsuragi, Kim Fishuragi, if you will, and a friend of the stream, Eldritch Oblivion. Let me
You know what that means? Fish.
Exactly, Eldritch Oblivion, the beautiful. It's a beautiful artist that loves to hang around here. And you should definitely follow them. Yesterday they were playing Silent Hill 3 actually, but in general it's either games or art, and they made an artistical rendition of. Where is it? Nope, this is not it. Ah, there you go. Kim Fishuragi, everybody. Kim Fishuragi by our dear friend Avi. Just yeah. And I said, okay, you know what? I should use this. I should use this. And I learned how to mod the game. I got to like just looking into how to mod a Unity game, and looked at the files. I found Kim Kitsuragi's portrait. I did a modification of the portrait so it looks like the original one, and I put it in, and now it's there forever and ever. It exists. Whoa. Hello. Hi, Kiwa. Welcome in. Gamer's good smelling.
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service. Certainly enough to not put up with his back sass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
Now you listen to me, Sonny Jim. A Sunny Gem for Sunny Jim. The autopsy showed the victim's hands weren't tied. No signs of struggle. I'm playing this to make it real simple.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
Okay, so they're covering up somebody else.
I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
You know, thinking about it, the shot in the back of the mouth says suicide. So they're covering up somebody's. They're covering up the security guy's suicide. That's what I can infer from the information at hand so far.
Right, lawman. And then we hang the fuck.
Strange answer to the tied hands. This is a red check. It cannot be retried. Well, might as well. Let's fail it. Come on. Failing time.
Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
Oh, I failed by one. All of them? Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under the pressure?
This one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Mr. Tats, what did you use to knock the victim out?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samaran boxing style.
Where did all this action take place?
Right fucking here. The fucker started coming to our bar, asking for it.
They keep speaking for Titus, so that he wouldn't get his hands muddy with too much explaining.
Like what, copper?
How does the bullet in his head factor into this?
Huh?
Sip of beer makes the surprise go down easier.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Another sip, he's tight-lipped suddenly.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging. If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
This was a good move. Also, notice how Titus doesn't like her much, especially when she's calling the shots.
You murdered him just like that? Who called the shots at night? Why did you kill him? Why don't I arrest you? Okay, why did you kill him?
Why? Because he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out alive.
He repeats, jaw clamped, shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
The man spreads his arms.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know.
I know.
Wild Hinds. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, how do you even know he was in Special Forces?
Cause one night he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNA's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNA's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wipes spittle from his mouth.
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly. Let's mention the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over.
He cracked his knuckles.
Before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
Whoa. gamer. Hi, Kiki. Welcome in.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same girl who was sexually raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
How's the superstar cop hanging? The superstar hobo cop is hanging pretty well. In fact, I just remembered a thing. I am having this conversation while I have on my left hand a tear bag. A bag. Well, it's not full of tear right now because I just sold all the tear that I picked up. Oh, okay. Oh, somebody calling Kiki. It's me.
La 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 la.
The bouncer.
Welcome in, Savvy. Hi.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot. Right, but who did he rape then?
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Great. When did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax.
He takes a sip.
We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
Pines? Oh, the right. The woman that I took $100 from. Took. God.
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce?
Joyce Messier.
The
Yeah.
representative for White Pines. The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
Which is the cow? It's like, no. Listen. I mean a cow. I mean a four-legged cow. It just came the moving kind, the kind that does not eat at this restaurant because there's no serving of grass in the menu. Okay, a cow, if you will.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
I think the closest thing I've seen in the to a cow in this town was the statue of a horse. I don't think that guy's gonna answer.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last question.
Shut up, Lucy. Who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
Just Titus. No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
I'm gonna say, Lizzie, we need to talk to Ted in if we need to talk to Ted in accounting. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh, yeah.
He's so sure it's him. But it's not that simple. There's someone above him, or beside him, here in the leadership. Hard to say who.
Pointed at Elizabeth, I thought she did. Pointed Fat Angus, the biggest animal dominates the herd? I'm guessing it's the big one. Bow to the bearded man. Gangs are usually run by the oldest, most venerable member. Oh, I know. Oh, I know what I must do. Pointed up at Lisbeth. I thought shit did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than
He rolled silent.
Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
Yes. Have the vision. Have the bite.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences.
She gives Titus a stern look.
That night, they all acted as one man.
You murdered him just like that, no remorse.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
He says it as if it were worse than dying. Also, love your arse. Reunion to rot. Yes, but these were all bad. These were all bad people. Criminals. The scum of the earth. Look, I'm just doing my job, that's all. What we do is different. We enforce the law and you just kill people like it's nothing. Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember anyone I've sent behind bars. First one is, it's a very cop kind of response. Second one is a cop-out kind of response. Third one is a very, it's like the first one, but it's a little bit more confrontational. I would go with the third one. Honestly, I'm not picking up the fourth one. Not on this one, anyway.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die.
Okay. Why don't I just arrest you? Step closer to Titus.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Weren't you warned to not go down this path? And yet you still go and do it.
Oh, shut up, authority.
Not in the arresting mood?
His mean little eyes come alive with hatred.
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer.
I see. 4 is the most honest, ironically. Yeah, it's the, yeah. I mean, we do have to remember that Raphael over here, because that is the name that I've given myself, or, well, the main character. It has a severe set of amnesia. Still a big set of amnesia going on.
Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Okay, alright. You confess to murder, I'm taking you in. Step even closer. Easy now, let's just talk. This is gonna kill me. If I pick the first one, they're gonna shoot at me and they're gonna kill me. And nobody will do anything. I think the worst part is not that I die. I wouldn't want Kim to die. So I'm gonna do this for Kim.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
So what are we gonna do now?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
Done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that.
Go lug with that.
The cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Was supposed to go check something at the Weldon robot like an hour ago, but completely forgot about it. I mean, nobody can blame you, you know. That Weldon robot can't take care of themselves, you know. And also, I'm pretty sure that the welding robot can understand, you know. It's a little bit of robot to robot communication. Yeah, like 10 other things showed up meanwhile. Yeah, also that, you know, you do have a very like busy job some days, and it's understandable. I hope that got sorted out. But yeah, also hello. Hi, Kiki.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
As his equals? This is a union man. I don't think any union man sees themselves as equals to the police.
Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Wait, you mapped out the characters, reading the footprints in the yard. Oh, right. I want to talk about the hanging again. You still haven't explained the bullet I found in the hangman's head. Scan the room.
No. Eyes here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Shouts the scrawny, rat-faced man, two teeth missing in the front.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking yet.
Says the 40-something man from the corner with a plectrum hanging from his neck. A plectrum? Oh, this is a bass player. Cool. Yeah, I hope the game's an entropy of feelings and emotions. Yeah, it is. I've been wanting to do more CUD and Parasite Eve lately. Hell yeah. Oh, hey, speak of the devil. Gomi came in earlier after doing a session of CUD and being killed by a very angry mind tree. That tree was definitely mental. That's a thing we can say. I've been wanting to get into it too. Gomitan? Yeah, Gomitan. Gomitan. And about Parasite, did you start like did you start like a run of the first Parasite Eve? I've never finished Parasite Eve. I did see a friend finish it and suffer like hell through the end because he did not. He had. How do I put this properly? He had the God to not check a guide for things that you would not know about unless you played through the game at least once or twice. Could you imagine not checking a guide to see what's in the future for you? Wow. Which is the thing that, newer games I have stopped doing, which is great, But yeah, I do love it, though. I love the vibe of Parasite, the first Parasite Eve. I do want to get into the second game at some point, too. Maybe we'll do that on the weekend after playing a brand new roguelike that Builder got. Oh, what you got there? Need to look there a lot? Hell yeah. Have like 2 recordings of each, yeah. CUD and PE, hell yeah. I love watching PE, but never played it besides that one time I started. Phone blind besides listening to people rambling a lot about the game's music. The game's music is amazing. It's beautiful. It will get anybody with just, a fair sense of music to make them ramble on, I don't remember what I got, how long into the game I got. I got was gonna say something, but it feels a little bit spoilery, so I'm just gonna keep it to myself. But I'm gonna say like 2 bosses in, I think. Yeah, pretty heckin' cool. It's literally called roguelike deck builder. Oh, uh-oh. Is that a cat? Is that a cat talking? That is a cat talking. I can see it. Literally call roguelike. They'll look it up. They'll like the surprise. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down.
A blonde man.
Fucking you stupid fuck.
Blonde man in his 30s agrees.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
I don't like Alan. I do not like Alan. That guy is kind of this creep. You know these gang tattoos? The man must be either Mesk or Sarmidesian.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
The fat guy in the middle lets out a little chuckle. Sorry about... Oh, no, please. We love a good cat talk from time to time. Also, hi, Flo. Hi, Flo. Welcome in. Keep me talk.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
You still haven't explained the bullet that I found in the hangman's head.
You still on about that bullet?
You still on about that bullet?
Hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
That is mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Lieutenant is fixed on Titus. How did it get there? Oh, you know, sometimes you misplace a bullet. What are you gonna do? Talk to commissions, you know? Let them talk. I don't have a BB emote? We gotta fix that. We gotta fix that real quick. We gotta fix that. Send me right now or point me to a picture of BB. And I will have like one that you want to turn into an emote, and I'll make you an emote in less than a rooster can sing.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads.
Uh-huh. So a lot of head.
I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
One of the heads. I need 500,000 cat emotes. Yes, we all do. We, honestly, yeah. This whole thing about making emotes look like humanoid faces and not like cat faces, worst thing that has happened to you, the worst decision in the whole of internet history. Now, see, Glee is somebody that gets it. Glee understands.
Happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
He taps on his right temple. I'm gonna ask you again, why was this shoved at the bullet in the victim's head? I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting. Did you guys shoot him? Fuck was it the No, please, leave it there. Leave it there. Good pin, to be honest. Yep. I love your emotes. Black was beautiful. They're great. I found a fix to the animated one, but now it's pendant, so I can't use it right. Oh yeah, right. Twitch does that fucking thing. I love that emote. Suited. Why was this in the victim's head?
Wow, he's got it in a real evidence bag and all.
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. So I hope he stays sober.
Why the fuck do I click mod buttons so often? You got them. You got the. You got. You got that mod instinct in you. It's like telepathical. I go, that's a telepathical with a future us. That is the thing. You knew I was gonna be okay with you being in that one. That's a good thing, you know. Amazing. There's some weird gravity pulling my mouse cursor towards timeout buttons, I swear. Yeah. Yeah, just like my mouse and my fingers will sometimes go for the call a streamer. You know how some streamers still have like an option to call them? Well, I mean, I do have like a list of favorite people that I let to like do the call thing. To do like a collab stream thing, and sometimes I will get into like a friend stream and it'll say call, and I did that once. I hit the knock button. I can take it off if you want. I can like just. I was thinking about just taking it away completely, you know, just using it whenever it happens. Oh no, not the knock feature. Clicked it a couple of times. It's amazing. It happened to me once when Haley and Asa were doing their Wednesday streams. They're probably doing it right now, actually. And it was like, oh yeah, Sasha, okay, yeah, sure, come on in, get in here. And I was like, nope. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. Oops, sorry. Give me a moment. Oops. Gotta set it to favorites only and have 0 favorites. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that, like, you know, because even if you're not streaming, it's only put your name there. Yeah, it's weird like that. No cookie? Yeah, no cookie today. But yeah. It's weird. It's just weird.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
I think the hanging was a cover up for the shooting.
You know what I think?
Shot
in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
Alan pinches the root of his nose.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
I just don't want the button at all as a viewer looking for an option in FFC to hide it, but not seeing one. Right. Yeah, it's it's awful. Don't worry, we'll figure this out sooner or later.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
Hold on. What? Suggested collapse? Oh, come on, Twitch. Shut up. Don't do this. Wait, hold on. What do I... Oh, right. I would have to, like, go look for the specific option, right? Twitch, TV, favorites, collab, stream. Where is it? Collaborating when stream together. How to use stream together. Call, blah, blah, stream manager, favorito. Esta configuración pueden establecer por favoritos, los favoritos, oh, it's it's everywhere. Oh, Goodbye. 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 Done. There you go. It's been fixed. Yippee yippee yay. Twitch really messed up with that feature. Yeah, no, there's been like a shower of like
Goodbye.
Goodbye. There's been a shower of features in the past, I don't know, like year or two that it's like a couple of years that it's like, why? What's the point here? Wasn't there like a better way to do attacks right off and than this, to be honest? Seriously? It's in the stream dashboard. Yeah, I checked it out. Give me a moment. Today I've been having less, the biomass has been having less allergies than normal, but you know. What happens if I want to talk about the Hagen again?
Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
Sure.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before? I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here. Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit, and wasting time.
Listen, just in case, okay?
You seen Apricot, old Purdue's daughter? Asks Lieutenant McCoy. Replies Torson. The ass on that one. McCoy shakes his head in appreciation. A bit strange the old man named her Apricot. But, I mean, who am I to judge? Wanna hit the kebab joint?
Huh? I feel like you're describing the the police station from the 24th ward of the Silver Case. I can hear the music going. Twitch, let us collaborate and abolish your stupid features. We receive less dumb stuff. You receive less incentive to roll out dumb things. That is correct. There's another feature that it's just like not for that hasn't been like activated for everybody, and like I thought that I disabled it, but I must have like got it confused with another feature. Which is the stream watch streak thing. It's weird. It's weird because you will like before it existed and you were watching like a stream on the regular, you would still get like the channel points, like the extra channel points for watching consistently a stream like over and over, right? And now the way that it says it, it's like, oh no, yeah, you're getting this because you're getting like a big streak, haha. But no, it just, I think it existed before the watch streak thing anyway. And sometimes Twitch will do like a funny thing, and you will have like a 250 streak, and one day there's a disconnection with the server. And the streak will go back to 0 for no reason. So what's the point of that? What's the point of that? It's anxiety inducing, and like it's a little bit dishonest. Like sometimes you will see like people going into a stream and making like using the I have watched this stream for so many times, so and so. It feels a little bit disingenuous. I just want to go into a place and be like, oh yeah, I'm here to chill and look at you play video games and be silly. Oh, BB. It's a BB. Oh, so judgmental. That BB is so judgmental. Yes, the rewards were not new. They just randomly gave some channels a way to announce it. Yep. I feel like maybe you should turn it off. It breaks all. Yeah, and also it's a little bit like disruptive. It's weird how it works. I forget watch streaks even exist because I always lose mine at like 3 stream stops. Yeah, I don't know. It feels weird and just kind of disingenuous to be using. But that's me, of course, the Gongaga, thinking about how I would feel about going around just saying, "Oh yeah, I watched this. I've been watching the stream for like so and such many times in a row. I am
Me?
the Gongaga." I wanted an alert or something for it. I wanted to be able to add something silly, but did Twitch add alerts for it? Nope. That's right. If you could like at least make it a little bit fun, it'd be great. But no, it doesn't even have that option. It's just like a text prompt that appears in chat, and that's it. Yep. Honestly, I would move on to YouTube if YouTube started having like cool custom emotes and like an easier way of doing redeems, you know, like you can work it into with commands and everything, sure, but I want my emotes. I want my cool emotes, you know. Can I monetize streaks? Can I make money out of this? I have enough anxiety as it is. If someone could tell me they watched like 140 of my streams, I wouldn't even. Yeah, also that it's like it's a lot of pressure. It's like, and also it's like, you know, there's been somebody there who's been just observing every little thing. Streaking IRL can get you money, so why won't they pay me on Twitch? Turn off the stream immediately as soon as it pops up. Yeah. Yep. I get it, Titus. You guys are really the authority around here. You must be. You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hands.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
No, I'm drunk at the job too. I don't give a shit, just like you guys. No, I'm also a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people. I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, like you. Okay, so either 1 or 2. I'm drunk on a job too. I don't give a shit, just like you guys. So no, I'm also a big fan of beer and jerking off instead of helping people. Yeah.
You saying we don't help people?
He puts a beer down.
Doing this job for 10 years.
10 years of Martinez make you a fucking killer. Brilliant. Oh, yeah. The power of the Super Lurker. Super Lurker. Ultra Lurker. Just like Ultraman, you turn into you go into something. You go, oh, I've been watching for like 30 gajillion times in a row, and then you turn small again and you start lurking, like Ultraman. Now you didn't think you would be hearing about Ultraman today, now would you? Neither did I. My by and large most watched stream last year had me participate in chat in a whopping 0 times. Yeah, sometimes you do like having the background noise, like the Old Timey Computer Show. I do have the Old Timey Computer Show on at all and whenever nothing is happening, because it's nice. It's like things like that have become the new open quotation marks TV in the living room on with just a random channel with whatever on it, close quotation marks. Old Timey is very nice. It's great. It's great. It's got really good videos in it. It's amazing the stuff that's in it, and that it's a 24-hour stream just running. Yeah, it's great. Great work, honestly.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal.
He turns to Titus.
All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
Monica? Who's... I'm gonna guess that Monica Steady says like a phrase that means just whatever.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
He picks the beer back up.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
Quick!
Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
It's not about who did it, that's about the victim. She needs help. Someone's been raped. She needs counseling. We need to talk to her. Don't antagonize him. I think it being... I think it... My Sims is out on Steam. Your Sims? What are you doing there? Are they... What do you mean they're there? Go get them! Go get them! They're running away! Oh, it is. Look at that. Huh. Oh, they came out yesterday. Oh, interesting. Fucking Maxis. Man. It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help. Don't antagonize him. So...
Titus?
He looks at her.
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him.
He's going to give it.
Going to give it up, but on his terms.
I thought that game was lost to time forever. Whoa. I've never tried my Sims. I know about it and it looks really cute, but yeah. I think the closest, well, I mean, just like everybody playing Sims 2 and 3, a little bit of 4, and whoa. welcome to the boys' city, Slacker. Okay, I hope that the restart is good. We love to have more friends around in the stream. Good luck on the update, yeah. But yeah, the closest I've been to Sims must have been like 2, 3, SimCity 3. Oh, and SimCity 2000 for the PS1. The music of that game lives in my heart. It will keep on living in my heart. But specifically the PS1 version. It's great. It's amazing. It's just... I think I do have it here, actually. Some music. Oh, it's the Budgie. SimCity... No, that's Saturn Bombardment. Hey, I don't have it. What the hell? That's weird. Uh-oh. Whoa. It's a very specific theme. Let's see. SimCity 2000 PS1 OST. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Oh. I sound insane, I know. Don't worry, I know about it. But also, like, I hear this and I just freeze in time. Hey, wait. I don't have music. Where is it? Oh. And you might say, a city management BD game on the PS1? Are you crazy? No, I only had a PS1. I only had a PS1 in 2004. But my PC could not run Age of Empires 2. but I had a PS1, and PS1 games really cheap, really cheap. So you know. And I'd be listening to this and being going like, whoa. Yeah. Yeah, no, this bangs. This bangs. Anyway.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect.
Uh-oh. Okay, so it was a gardener, huh?
If you don't, if you question her, harass her.
Titus chaps.
Train of pain, buddy.
Titus taps his chin with his fist.
What is her name?
The lieutenant takes out his notes. I have a mild suspicion.
Glacia, I'm on duty.
Okay.
She's staying with the whirling rags. A real
Oh.
jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on duty with an O-U.
Glacia Amado. So that's the woman that's on the that greeted me when I got out. Okay, got it. Cool. Played SimCity on SNES. I never tried that one. I know about it, but yeah. I also on the line, I say this a lot of times, and every time that I do remember like the weird games that I played on PS1. I did play Warcraft 2 on the PS1. I did have a time. She's a really smart gardener, for sure.
Shit. The girl upstairs?
Yeah, the one that looks like Laura Dern.
She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Glacia? Gregutai. Miss Orange disco dancer? Huh. I wanna lose it. I wanna lose it so bad.
Inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wine. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
Whatever you do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
So the rape, when was that? So what was your relationship with the Messery? So what is your relationship with her? I think I know her. So what was her relationship with Merrick?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Something is off here. His anger is possessive.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
So the rape, what was that?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right, 2 weeks maybe. I don't know. I need another beer.
He turns to Glenn.
Here you go, boss.
Here you go, boss. Tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracks it open. So, what is your relationship with her?
I know her.
He looks around and an uncommon silence fills the room.
How well do you know her?
Kim?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Yep.
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
He crosses his arms. So, she's not from around here.
You mean Revachol? Nah. She's an immigrant. Or a drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble.
The fat guy blurts out.
Had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. And what was up with the party?
Electrochemistry. Could you go back into the kitchen? Go back into the couch. Go into the kitchen. Get yourself a bottle of whiskey and a pack of cigarettes from the top drawer, and go into the couch. And do not come back in here. Stop it. You said your party. Cool. That's cool. But what did you mean?
What do you think I meant?
Was it sex? Drugs? Avoid this case. Did you do karaoke? Sex, drugs, and karaoke, right? Did you do karaoke?
Tons of it. All the songs.
So you're saying the two of you were close?
No, we just fucked. That's all.
He says matter-of-factly.
I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
Thank you. We'll talk to her. Bye.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
He points his beer can at you. I'm going to take off now. Off for lunch? Okay, Kiki. Bon mimosa. Hope you have a good time. What are we having today? If you care to elaborate, if not, it's okay.
Officer, what was that?
What?
You looked strange when he mentioned the assault victim's name. Do you know that woman?
No.
Officer, before we interview this woman, is there something I should know?
He's not leaving you a lot of room to back off from this.
I didn't rape her. I met her in the hallway after I woke up. She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
I'm not gonna say the first one. Jesus, that's it.
This is unprofessional.
He repeats.
Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
Oh, okay.
His opinion of you has lowered considerably.
Okay, Esprit. Jesus. Right, caps lock. Remember. I guess we're gonna have to talk to her now. Wait, how are we doing? Why do I have a drink in my hand? Wait. Speed. Why do I have a... Why was I conducting a... I was conducting an interview with a bottle of speed in my hand. Wow. I'm amazing. I am amazing. That's just beautiful. Beautiful. Nice. Yeah. Wait, no. Put on them shoes. New shoes. Composure, savoir-faire. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's gonna be okay. Nothing I can have around? No. Items? Anything? No. Interact? No. Split a kilo with Kuno. Enter flat 12. I already did that. Take down Kuno's dad. Report back to Kuno. I'm gonna be okay. I'm sure it just made you look more down to earth, you know? Yeah, I mean, you know. A little bit, look, you know, sometimes you just gotta have like a bottle of your own poison to look more relatable to the public. Such as things in life. Okay. That was, yeah. So that just happened.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
She shouts.
I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up.
And I will. Piles of dirty clothes, a woman's. The room has sand all over it. It reminds you of your own. Hotel bills calculations look like she's had an extended stay. Oh, this room just looks like it's just like yours for real. No, get in there. You see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. Look at the medications.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
There's quite a collection in here. Search the bottles. Search the pill sheets. Pills here!
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
There's something more interesting here.
A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about this orange bottle?
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for.
Oh.
Dextroamphetamine. And talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
I would have paid more attention to you, Electrochemy, but it said Need for Speed. And I'm just thinking about Raphael over here playing Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. I'm gonna close this real quick. I'm gonna put on some gloves. Anything that gives me a little better interfacing. Let's see, reaction speed, logic, -1, reaction speed, I have like esprit, visual, physical instrument, endurance, drama, composure. No. I could have used you. No, wait, you already give me. No, actually, no, man. Oh well. Anyway.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs. There it is. The orange sun wearing blister.
Let's fail together.
Almost silently.
Oh, okay, all right.
Into your palm. Then, as you turn, into your pocket. Feels so sleek and beautiful. You got it. Here comes the afterburner.
The afterburner.
Super detective again, Harry.
Super.
Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
Sweaty little hand. Oh yeah. No. Right, I didn't like any of these two. Search the bottles.
Bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads Nacra.
Hey, what's Nacra?
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Oh, okay. Look at the toothbrush.
It's been used quite a lot. This toothbrush belongs to someone who doesn't give a damn about her teeth.
Now that's a little bit paradoxical, isn't it? if a toothbrush is really used, if it shows like it's like used on the regular, doesn't that mean that the user like is caring about their teeth? And at the same time, I'm like, well, if it looks like kind of like it's not new, but it's not used, then yeah, the user definitely is not using it. Quite the collection here.
Anything of note?
Yes, in the lower voice. No, nothing. Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay. I would say let's close the door. Don't worry about it. Kim has this thing where he knows how to go through walls. It's okay. +1 Motorix. Oh, okay. So Motorix, Psyche, Motorix. Okay. I just go around the game, getting amphetamines. That's just this game. That's just the what this game is all about, huh? Anyway, let's get in there. The bed has been hastily made. You feel someone watching you behind the glass door. A woman.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Run your finger across the surface of the glass. I do have to say this thought that just came to mind, but all of this reminds me of Aldous Huxley's Doors of Perception. Specifically, now it's dawning on me that every like little description of everything and the mere awe at the world is the same awe that Huxley felt when he was sitting down on a chair, and there's like this long passage about how he was admiring a chair and its making and how it is, and he goes on and on about how the chair's 4 legs are built and how everything, it just melts together and everything, you know, and every like little thought that goes through his mind that he would have completely dismissed if not for the effects of mescaline. This is just the same. This is just the fucking same. I like that. Run your finger across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in close to inspect the surface.
Oh, this is breaking me. This is fucking breaking me. Like thinking about just all of a sudden going, interesting. Huh. And just pantomimes me. This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
Yes. You know which window has not been recently replaced?
You know who else has not been entirely replaced? The one I smashed in my room? What is this? Guild now?
Whatever it is, it's messing with your concentration.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Emlyn.
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Thank you, Necktie. Anyway. Amazing how a Necktie has a little more sympathy with me than my fucking senses. Smell the cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. Bye.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Anti-object task force initiate. Okay. Push. Where does this lead? I'm gonna talk to her, you know. First and foremost. Look, a handful of dry and white windflowers. Windflowers. Oh, dandelions.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air.
Move your hands! Fast!
You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell.
Okay. Damn, I was not expecting that to go so well.
The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
I love this interaction. It's so alien and yet so, I don't, how do I put it? I don't want to call it humane, but it feels like a very unique, special moment to just share between these 3 individuals. Man. Cold coffee in an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Like a hedgehog? Right, it looks like a hedgehog because of all the cigarette butts. Right, not because it looks like it could start running it around at the speed of sound. You got places to go, gotta follow your freedom. Oh yeah! What's up?
Welcome to the roof.
Young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
Her hair is still slick from a shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
Okay, Cammy, keep it in your pants.
Then toned over several years.
Fucking physical instrument, come on.
You can sense it in the sharp pointing of her elbows.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you got here. Is there a cleaning lady? I think I need one. Proceed politely. No time for pleasantry. We had questions for you. Nice view you got here.
It's much nicer now.
Your eyes wander north towards the yard.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Infernum! Hell, you know not of which of you speak. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell, to another place, a third place, much different from our world. In the words of Mr. Doc, from a very special little ad from the early 2000s. Welcome to the third place. So basically what I'm saying is that, yeah, these vortices, if I pick that option, I'm saying that the vortices in Raphael's room lead to the PlayStation 2 land. This is canon. Either that or the Black Lodge, which honestly kind of is the same thing.
A third place? Interesting.
She takes a sip of coffee.
That's probably why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
This does not come as good news to him.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Oh yeah, feel the power.
I have grown accustomed to the power, miss. Once a cop, always a cop. I have very little idea what I'm doing. That is unimportant to the case at hand. Well, I am leaning. Let's say it as it is. I don't like being a cop. I hate cops. I think that the police are a force that is only there to enforce the to enforce the illusion of a power of the state over the people. A state that has not been truly elected by its citizens and everything. But this game is forcing me to be a cop, so I guess you gotta lean into it.
I can see that.
He takes a sip.
It suits you.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Okay, Kim. It's okay.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Okay.
No need to dilly-dally. She's tough.
I'll go straight to it. I don't want to sound like a namby pimp. A what now? A namby pimp? Is that a real? Why does it sound like a strange slur from the early 20th century? Thanks, Coach, but I think I'll dilly-dally this time. So this is suggestion. No, where's suggestion? Where's suggestion? That's Psyche, right? Right. 5 suggestion against 6 physical instrument. Nah, I'm gonna go with the... I'm gonna indulge in physical instrument.
Good on you, boy. She can take it.
Don't call me boy. What is your name, miss, for the record? Nice room you got here. They tell us you were raped. Okay. Personally, I feel it's a little bit too upfront. What is this wildflower? Show her the flower.
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Like a mini dagger? Are you saying that this woman here is Molly Millions?
Pretty. Looks like a dried Maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Sambo. What's Sambo? What was it there? It's not a change of topic. What's Sambo?
A martial arts, sir.
Oh.
Is that it?
Yes. Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
Any admirers, miss?
Admires? I'm too old to be a debutante.
She looks at you over the railing.
This is no fashionable society.
She looks over the railing at the plaza below. What is your name, miss, for the record?
Clasier Amandou.
Clasier Amandou. What are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
What is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Bad memory what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. A night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
The conference centers are filled with people who get angry at you if you do something wrong.
Did you do something wrong?
Sooner or later, everyone does.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
She takes a drag. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
Wanna hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer. His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead.
Mullins says.
No, the man replies. I touched him.
No. He's resting. Look. He's resting.
He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
So she says something stupid. You're a cop? What's that?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature.
Oh.
That's what I studied at the university.
She raises both eyebrows. What is Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
Okay, Emlyn. Okay. Go back to the couch. Oranese lit. What do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money then? Money's very important. Show her some money. Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Could we take a look at your passport, please? Thank you. I can't ask for the passport, technically, but I will.
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Ah, a woman that knows her rights, huh?
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
Pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. How do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
I guess you're right. I'm pretty sure I have the legal right to demand your passport, miss. No, I don't. But, okay then.
Okie
Okie dokie. She pours herself more coffee. Thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
I feel like she knows Raphael before everything. Nice room you got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing here in the whirling in rags? Look around. I hate to say it, but you got sad all over the place. You have quite a collection of prescription drugs down there. What does that door lead to? Point to the door on the roof. That window is new. No one likes to talk about blah blah blah. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally. So now one. I'm gonna indulge in a suggestion.
Yeah. I've contaminated it pretty bad.
I felt that. Yeah. Oh, Clausia. Is that why you're out here?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
What exactly is the nature of this contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you?
Well, for me, it's a me with definitely no lack of Gongaga services, if you ask me.
Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial sad spill in there.
She taps a roof with her heel. Right, because the other room is like right below.
Somewhere below, military-grade sand is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection.
Somewhere below, military-grade sand is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead into introspection. Oh, okay. Alright. Something is bad, point your head in my head, in the past. 2, I hate objects. I'm part of the anti-object task force. 3, for me, it's alcoholism, miss. 4, I don't know what it is. Well, we're going with 1.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
It's a feeling, white and filled with doom, gaseous, invisible, deadly. It's everywhere. Not anyway.
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got. With a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
Doesn't feel like love at all. It's probably, yeah.
Are you sure? Love is terror.
She breathes in a large billow of menthol-infused smoke, savors it, and then lets it out slowly. Menthol cigarettes are a danger, not because of their content and what it may do extra bad to your biomass. They're really addictive because it adds like that second layer of flavor to every drag. So yeah, do not recommend it at all. Yeah.
Sheer terror, panic, and screaming.
Menthol is rough. Depending on the type of menthol put in the cigarette, it can be like really it can be really like there and overpowering over in contrast with the taste of tobacco for sure. But yeah, it is. Yeah. Here I remember when the mannequin smoked and sometimes would have like a pack of menthol cigarettes, people would ask for a cig, and when offering one they were like, oh no, menthol. And the other way around also happened. whenever the mannequin wanted like a cigarette and asked for it, the interlocutor would go, "Oh, but these are menthol. Do you really want one?" And the mannequin will be like, "Sure, yeah, I like them." You know, it's like a whole social thing. It's interesting how smoking in Argentina works in the way that Argentina is a big tobacco producer. This is to say both cigarettes, like industrial made cigarettes, and also tobacco, both for pipes and for like rolling your own cigarettes. Really good stuff. At the time, it used to be, this is anywhere from 2010 to 2018, very cheap in comparison to other countries of the area, and very good. In fact, a lot of people from neighboring countries would get into the country to get tobacco from here, because even like the cheapest kind of tobacco is really good, and it's like super cheap in comparison to the tobacco and just normal tobacco of the other countries. Like for example, Chile. Chileans have this thing. They even have like they have it factored in as there's always like somebody that goes at least once or twice a month over the border to, and in that passage they get they get a bunch of cartons of cigarettes, and yeah, they cross over. They sell what they don't use, or just sell everything because it's just way cheaper in general, and it's good. It's like it's got that thing. There's a lot of smokers in the country too. Not only like in this country, coming back to Argentina, there's a lot of smokers. Not necessarily because of how cheap it might be or good it is. It's just normalized. It's just a thing that's been normalized. You know, everybody smokes. Numbers have dwindled down for sure, which is great. But still a thing. Smoked menthol in high school kind of screwed up my lungs forever, not gonna lie. Yeah. No, yeah. Mannequin stopped smoking 27 July 2018. It's gonna be 7 years this year. Huh, look at that. 7 years no smoking. Huh. Nice. Which is great. I'm not those I'm not like we're not like those kind of people that go, "Oh, well, you should stop smoking. We used to smoke, and it was such a bad thing." Blah, blah, blah. It's like listen, life is full of things, and like if it's just getting a cig from time to time helps with the or like just during the day helps with your general mental mental pain. Yeah, go ahead, do it. It's not great for the body, sure. Everybody knows about the risks of the smoking and such and so on, but yeah. Let's just say that the mannequin stopped having so much allergy responses after just dropping tobacco, which is great. 7 years, hell yeah, yeah. We still like to be around smokers. We would never ask for a cigarette, but we do like the just the smell of it. We realized that what we like was not smoking itself, it was the smell of somebody else smoking. It's strange how it works. It's strange, but it just works, you know. Where does that door lead to?
You tell me, officer. I've been trying to open it in case the contamination gets to the roof and I have to move on. No luck.
That window is new.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check her reflection in it.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
What are you doing here in the woodland and rags?
I'm wintering.
Wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Oh. You came to the right place. You're too young to call yourself a disco has-been. No, this is Sassy Town. It's where the future of dance lies.
If you say so, officer. If you say so.
You have quite a collection of prescription drugs then? No, I have a question for you.
Okay.
She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
I need to talk to you about your room again. They tell us you were raped. I noticed your room is so close to mine. I have a personal question.
Yes. You're just one room away.
She pours herself more coffee. Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
He waits for you to finish a sentence.
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Okay, Kim. They tell us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
It's 3 in the afternoon. I do concur, though.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Actually, it's already... Actually, it's already afternoon.
Is it?
Squinting, she takes a look around. The spring sun is high in the sky. People pass below.
It is afternoon.
She looks into her coffee cup.
Time flies, man.
So were you? So you weren't.
Yeah.
She draws out the word.
Go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
Ah.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
That is, she searches for the word and shrugs. Yeah, that's definitely a word there, Glacia.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Wouldn't hurt to spice things up. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. Okay. Titus asked you to spice things up for us. Are you sure you weren't raped? What did happen between you and the victim? What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age? What did they hang him for, if not rape? Why was there a bullet in his head? How do the Hardy Boys know you? Okay, what did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Oh, wait. Partied? Where have I heard that before? You mean like a birthday party? What kind of partying? Point to your bloated face. The kind I do? You mean a birthday party?
Yes. We made balloon animals, drank lemonade, inflated a bouncy castle.
Oh boy! She makes a twisted motion with her hands. Did you rim the lemonade glasses with sugar? I like to do that. You're being sarcastic. That's not actually how you party. Did you rim the lemonade glasses with sugar? I like to do that.
Yeah, I love that too. We frosted the glasses. I unwrapped my bike. There was a petting zoo with little white rabbits.
It's funny. She reminds there's like she reminds me of somebody that would totally do this.
I would like it to have been that way, but
it wasn't. Oh.
How was it?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
It reminds me of that one PSA, the Chasing Rainbows PSA about I do coke, so I can work better, so I can make more money, so I can buy more coke, so I can work better, so I can make more money, so I can buy more coke, so I can work better, so I can make more money, so I can buy more coke. Always chasing rainbows. It's weird. That PSA is weird how it is, because it's like you're just like you're not making a. It's like you're not making a like the critique behind the PSA. The PSA is made against like cocaine in intake, like just cocaine addiction, right? But it's like, if you read between lines, the guy is just making, it's just doing stimulants so he can make more money because he lives in capitalism, which capitalism makes their exploited workers to by any means be quote unquote more efficient, which normally implies the use of substances. There are substances that are approved socially and some that are shunned, and it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, just change that for coffee. Like, I drink coffee so I can work better, so I can make more money, so I can drink more coffee, so I can work better, so I can make more money, so I can buy more coffee, so I can work better. It's just the same. It's weird. It's just, yeah, it's always struck me as just, yeah, it's like you just made a PSA on yourself, dude. You're self-reporting. Anyway, back to this. You were lovers. Were feelings involved?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
The lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
Cool, scary scar. So I did like this and this. Well, would you look at that? Huh. I just took out a ruler. So I like I said, okay, whenever they say hills, I'm not very like accustomed to like hill sizes and like things, even though 10 centimeter hill, 7 centimeter hill is like a standard thing in shoe wear, in feminine shoe wear. And I did like okay, so 10 centimeters is like this, and then I went, no, wait, be a little bit more specific, get a ruler, and I did it. It's like exactly 10 centimeters. And also, that's a really tall heel.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about?
Apprehension.
With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Hmm. Okay. Titus asks you to spy things up for us, and you say are you sure? No, I'm not gonna ask that. Must have been hard for you, seeing him there.
Oh yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
The call reported in the hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinaise, they call it snitching.
Ah.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it? The caller's voice was disguised. Why do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
Tearing off his armor, demeaning him, throwing rocks at him.
Colin's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it down.
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into the cold wire.
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in.
No, that makes sense.
Locals say they have ears in the wires.
It makes total sense.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
Yep.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, you'd still be hanging there.
Yeah, that's... yeah. Could you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Can't talk about his hair. Wait. What? Okay.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She's run out of cigarette. Time to light a new one.
She sees them in each other's arms.
You're in each other's arms. I see him as me. Better conclude this part of that. You're in each other's arms.
Yes. And then he's dead. His mouth agape.
She looks into the light green pack of cigarettes and pulls out another one, preparing to light it. I see him as me. No. Better conclude this. Conclude this part of our talk.
Oh, yes.
The young woman dips her cigarette into the lightest flame and inhales. Okay. What did they hang him for if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing.
She thinks.
But you probably know all about it.
Yep.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Yeah, they even David it up to him. Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet?
There's a silencer.
Shot him too?
There's a silencer brows. Her brows meet in the middle for a praying frown.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
Oh, well. Look who's back in the conversation. Sylvie, the bartender who has taken an indefinite leave.
It's hard to know what to think about that answer.
Thank you, Logic.
She's just tired. Don't push her too much.
Okay. How did the Hardy Boys, wait.
They're frequent guests downstairs. They
She'll-
have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
How did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Understood.
She sips her coffee. Birds circle overhead. Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy? 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 Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs.
Titus asked you to pipe things up for us.
Pretty much.
She cradles her coffee cup in both hands.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
Okay, thank you for telling all of us, telling us all of this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
You had something else before we go, a little thing. A little thing? Do I have... Wait. Anyway, I could just, you know...
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Why not? Why not?
Soft, light brown.
Oh, okay.
Back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
What? Volition? What do you have? Volition. 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 You better... There's an Argentinian meme that says, fíjate lo que me vas a decir porque te puedo llegar a cagar a piñas. Watch what you about to say, cause I could fucking beat the shit out of you.
You know these guys?
Yeah.
Who? Me?
Who? Me? Con Gaga.
Yes, he's talking about you, you sinewy idiot.
Idiot.
You too.
Uh-oh.
Me? What have I done this time?
Not being from Con Gaga, probably.
These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
Wow, thank you, Volition. I wouldn't have found out about that in a million fucking years. Cammy over here wants it's funny. Physical instruments wants the holder, and Cammy here wants the hold it. Sicker than a woman. Great. Oh my god. What? I knew something was off. What?
Believe it.
Which ones exactly are affected? How did this happen? How could this happen? Does this mean she's been lying to me? What is her plan? Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume all of them.
Okay, Bullshit, so you too.
Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised.
You're high off your dome, the electrochemistry. Shut up.
Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here.
Yeah.
No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory, truth, softness. Protect her. She wants you.
Right, I forgot. Electrochemistry also involves the physical manifestations of psychological phenomena, aka love. Love is going to be felt through electrochemistry.
I take it back. He's got it pretty bad. But this next guy's on another level entirely. She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature.
I don't trust any of you. The Raphael has amnesia. How did this happen?
How it always does. Through subtlety.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Can't you turn them normal again?
No.
What did you suggest this then?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it. I would like to not be in a position of being played. What about that? Does this mean she's been lying to me? What is her plan? I'm gonna go with 3.
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. No, he's not going to show up. I'm sorry. Your lie detection isn't working. It's not her doing. He's just totally inept. It looks like you're also an idiot.
Are you talking about Half-Light? Are you talking about Half-Light? Bullition is talking about Half-Light.
No, not an idiot. You're just more of a sensitive type.
Oh, okay.
He thinks with his heart. This woman's pain draws you in.
Where's Half-Light? Oh, right, here it is. Let the body take control. Threat. Oh, wait. I thought that Half-Light was... Huh. Weird. What is her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, huh? No, Mr. Conclusion. You're always kind of limited in your analytical abilities. That's not her fault.
Uh-huh. I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it.
It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
You don't say anything, just close your eyes and let the moment pass. Miss, are you manipulating me? It's gonna be so funny. It's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna do it.
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
I need to talk to you about your room again. Let's talk more about the so-called assault. Let's return to this later.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m. drinking coffee, most likely.
7 more hours. Got it. What did I get? Oh, right, the dried Maybells. This is the wildflower you caught, one of a bouquet of mugettes that you found on the whirling roof. It's shedding its petals quickly in your pocket.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
What is this, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille Steele's
Lily.
revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
What is a revolution?
A big political and military conflict. Ask around or buy a book.
Kim! He seems annoyed by the question. Who pinned them? Which side?
The revolutionaries, so the communers and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sides. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the civil war.
Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It's a mystery, preserved.
Is it a coincidence it being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
He makes a note in his little notebook. Very well. Put the flower back in your pocket.
The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand.
Oh, this has been inside a book.
Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none.
Stand still, blow on your fingers.
Inland, above the Martinez distributary, the channel that brought wastewater from the silk mills of Gemrel, and then dead bodies during the war. The wrinkled fingers of an old man crush the petals, then sprinkle them in the stream like white salt.
Oh, I think I haven't interacted with the bullet. Huh. Okay. Okay, but before we talk to Kim over here, we're gonna take a quick break. Let me put this up here. And yeah, please do take this time to get some water, get yourself a nice neck, stretch your body, and I'll see you in a bit. All right. And we're back. Okay. Put this to the side, and here we go. All right, somebody wants to talk. What's on your mind, Kim?
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Saying a hush, boy. Why did she tell us all that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. I have reasons to doubt my ability to see through her lies.
If not you, then me. It It was a smart move from her.
She seems candid. Something is off here. Whisper, I know she's manipulative. I need to know a word. Wait. Truthful and straightforward. Frank. Oh, that's what candid means? Okay. Huh. Sometimes words... I normally go by vibes sometimes with words. Candid, definitely not the vibe I was getting. I know she's manipulative.
What did you mean by it?
She has half of my skill set compromised. Sinking in her tune, my assessment of her are untrustworthy.
She seems forthcoming to me. Unusually so. Being forthcoming with some things is a good way to obscure other things. But I wouldn't call myself compromised.
Perhaps that's because you are? Well, I am anyway.
I am not easily swayed by young women. But on the other hand, the best liars are candid. And she was candid.
The lieutenant seems oddly sure he is not compromised. Not psychologically, at least. Is it hubris?
Hubris? That's a big word, baby. I know of hubris a lot, thanks to Adventure Time, because it's funny. Finn Martins knows about the word hubris in one episode, and like I think like either in the same season or like a couple of seasons later, he doesn't know about the word hubris. Like he knows about it, but he says he does not know what it actually means. But he used it so well the first time. So and there are two explanations to why this is the case. The first one is one that I really like about Adventure Time, and that's that every episode of Adventure Time is not on the chronologically ordered. They're not like, they do not happen one after the other like in a linear fashion. The timeline is kind of jumbled. And the other one is one that I personally like a lot. Not better, but I do like it. I like both of them. And it's that Finn has this thing where he will just drop into rocks and places and just have concussions. And concussions have this thing that will make you just completely forget things. Because, yeah, brain damage. Brain damage. I'm pretty sure Raphael knows about that one. Anyway,
we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back soon enough.
Okay. What did you need?
The same small, heavy door. No.
Physical instrument.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Well, let's see. Electro concept. +1, but this already gives me +1 anyway, so. Okay. So that's the best that... No, that's not true. Wait. There you go. Well, bottoms up. No? Yep. Oh, shush. Shush, child.
Same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Ooh!
You kick it, gung-ho style. entering the premises style, but the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object.
Disrespecting the force. Kick the door. Swallow the rage. Disrespecting the force.
The door receives a thorough disciplining. Its pain and groveling is much to your liking.
Suck on that door.
Where does this lead to?
I don't know.
He makes a note in his notebook.
It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Right.
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Tap on the roof with your foot.
A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and
He nods.
people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
See? The main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation. I could say something, but I'm not going to. Because I don't gloat. Shut the fuck up. You are gonna say stereo investigation.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. Push.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
I see. Well, wouldn't it be a shame if I were to do this? Wouldn't it be a shame? Wouldn't it be a shame? Okay.
This time, something cracks inside.
Mm-hmm.
It is an unbelievably satisfying sound,
Nice.
The young woman nods.
filling you with a belief in your own body.
Well, sounds like this time the property damage was at least resolutive. Would it hurt to look in?
I thought it was an ASSI moment, Kim.
I don't know about that.
The lieutenant smiles an uncomfortable smile.
It totally was.
It totally was, yeah. Let's see. Da-da-da. Oh. There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other side. Oh.
You can almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in blood, sweat, and dirty linen. Bottles lie around everywhere.
I think I can see into Classie's bedroom from here. What were those people doing in there?
You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural. They're sensationally unnatural.
Unnatural? So they're building a gunpla together in a small room? Whoa.
If your mesolimbic reward pathway were to venture a guess, one of the bottles is probably being put somewhere it doesn't belong.
No, don't use the bottle to build your gunpla. What are you doing? I think I can see into Glacia's bedroom from
You
here.
can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here.
That's a bullet hole.
The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
No, wait, doesn't make any sense. Or wait. What if it was? Huh.
Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions.
Yeah, we know, Chemmy. Shut the fuck up.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust.
In the Robert Downey carpet.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Someone's been here within the last week or two. Let's have a closer look then. Crouch, study the footprints. 1.
3 weeks maximum.
Hmm.
The dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at you.
This is good. He likes it. There's a little smile there, in the dark of the workshop.
It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a new fact to consider.
Hell yeah. Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind our raped victim's room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
Let's have a closer look then.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots.
Boots.
The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
Bamp? What is Bamp? Jesus. Bamp. In jazz or popular music? No. The upper front part of a boot or sole. Oh! Okay, no, yeah, that totally makes sense. Get up.
Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor.
A prince crisscross applesauce the workshop floor. Let's move on. Alright. What's this? Pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted. Oh, what do I find here? Oh, pinball maker's code? Oh, don't mind if I do. So, empathy and hand-eye coordination. I'm just gonna check it out. Spiffy looking, Raphael. With this, yeah. No, this one. Yeah. Shivers and Esprit. Schematics for the pinball machine, futurism themed. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Oh. Elevator. Going down. Going down, you say? Ah ha ha. Jackpot, baby. Yoink. Taking money. A note. MB. The spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Corner room window. Huh, okay. The pinball is white Diora. The back glass shows a female figure in mourning.
Over there, in the corner.
Pinball machine?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Let's take a closer look. Okay, one.
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
Wait, you played it?
A little.
Feels like a lot.
A lot.
Too much to play.
I kind of read into that. Listen, if somebody if somebody can tell about a pinball machines are amazing. I love pinball machines. And if somebody is into a pinball machine and will name it by name, yeah, you know it. You know it. They had hours put into that flipper. Let's take a closer look. The Lieutenant Sykes.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated.
Continue.
Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Lean closer to read the text.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Mundi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people.
Let's pick the playing field.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
What's with all the goats?
Indeed. Think of them as bulls.
Bull. Insert coin. Pinball isn't for me. I'm gonna get some interface and stuff first. Something for interfacing. Endurance, composure, drama, calf-like, effort, blah, blah, blah. Hand-eye coordination? Okay. Esprit, yeah. I'm using that. Constant total exchange for player reaction speed. What does it give? It gives me perception. Logic, reaction speed. Okay, alright. So
over there, not just any pinball machine.
Oh, okay.
Great.
It starts from
get the game on, finger boy.
Get your game on.
Are ready. It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease.
Okay.
Go, finger boy.
Go, finger boy. I don't know if I like that.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was.
Wait, what kind of guy was he then?
The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when hunting.
Oh.
A masked nationalist.
A racist mountaineer?
An avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall, surrounded by wall-mounted hunting trophies from every continent.
That is not cool. Technically, the human beings are at the top of the food chain, so no, that is not cool.
He also hit his wife.
Come on.
Little kids too. Sometimes pets. Hateful little man.
Oh, I love that line. That line reading. Hateful little man.
But you seem to be having fun.
Keynotes of the machine. I'm pretty good at this. Continue playing.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Concentrate and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "Pale Rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening.
Uh-oh.
Congratulations.
Lieutenant Nuts.
This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players. A stupid nihilistic finale.
Oh. Well.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. Lucky goats. The fog looks soft and inviting.
Come on, Emlyn.
This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
Why do they even make these if it's impossible to win? Kim, it can't be done. Just watch. Stay on the ball. I want to fail so bad. Come on, do it. Fail. Fail for me. Fail for me, Raphael.
If you can't even see it. The last goat plumb into the fog with almost suicidal glee. It killed itself to spite you.
I see.
There goes nothing, Finger Boy.
There goes nothing, Finger Boy. I have an idea. There's something that gives me... There you go. That gives me reaction speed. Okay, so... And the reaction speed is Morrix, right? So... Where is it? Where is it? Modrix. This, either of these give me Modrix. So you know what that means. Yeah, it's time to party. Game? Game. Why don't you... Wait. Ah, there you go. Jesus. It's weird, but sure. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this here and... Oh! Oh, okay. Oh, but that lowers, like, authority. Okay. Anyway.
The machine is dead and silent.
Oh. Aw. We're gonna do a one-in-a-lifetime thing. We're probably not gonna do this ever again, but I do want to see if I can actually, like, you know... Because I wasted some amphetamines for this. Come on. I want to see if I can win the ball game. Let's see. Back glass, yeah. Take all. Right. This will probably need. So there you go. Put this on. Get your game on. Hey now, you're right, man. Oh, no. Let's see if I have anything that gives me less, like reaction speed. Only shooting stars shall break them. Oh, yeah.
Over there, in the not just any pinball machine.
The pinball machine, a little.
Feels like a Cornelius, get the game on, Finger Boy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting, the theme of the game, the peak areas around the plate, indeed. Think of them as balls. It takes a while. Go, go.
I feel sorry for the gods. The kind of an avid huntsman. He also hit, but you seem to be having fun.
Your game, it suddenly, maneuvering a tiny the words, pound.
Congrats.
There's so much lucky goats. This can, you're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death. How, if you can't even see it?
Ah, damn it.
The last goat plummets into the fog.
Aww.
Almost suicidal.
Well, at least I tried.
There goes nothing.
There goes nothing, Finger Boy. I wasted a lot of stuff. I don't care. This is how my Disco Elysium run is gonna be.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
This door is connected to the one upstairs, but how the... Wait. I need to look normal again. I need to look normal again while putting the froggy on my head. That's right, baby. Okay.
You see a heavy steel
It's connected to the one upstairs, but how do we get through?
There must be a key somewhere. Probably somewhere in the whirling. It's not too important. We can get in and...
Right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Something about...
A small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside.
Look in.
Smells of nougat and sweat.
Nougat?
Head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in.
Nougaton.
The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
It says the last maintenance was in 88.
But it does. I say, let's brave it.
This elevator was last maintained in the future? 88. This elevator was maintained a long time ago. This elevator was maintained in the future?
No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century.
Oh, so it's not a message from the future.
No, I think the bureaucrats just forgot about this backroom elevator after the revolution.
Ah, okay. This elevator must have needed to transport the pinball machines up and down.
Seems so, although it's pretty quaint for a freight elevator.
He taps on the guttering light bulb. It's golden in the dark. Look at the elevator controls.
There are large rectangular buttons, monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Well, close the doors and go up. What could possibly go wrong? Well, not a lot. Not a lot. Oh, well. Anyway. Wait, whoa. Easy. That's not what I want. I don't want to keep on pondering on that window. It's fine. It's okay. I did it once. I'm not going to do it again. All right. Get out. Close the door. Okay. All right. Let's go downstairs. We have more talking to do, but also in the bush of the corner room. Nothing on the front page, just rings a bell. Strange. Bush of the corner room. Bush of the corner room. Bush of the corner room. Oh. Gust of briny wind washes over you. Okay. Nope. Right. No, get out of there. Come on. Good, Raphael. Come on, Raph. Rafita. I got some footsteps to look at. It's like 6 p.m. I don't care. I have some stuff to look at. Alright. Hello, Kuno. I already took all your drugs.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Okay, so visual calculus, electroconceptualization, as the corpse, indirect, wait. And visual calculus is here. It's intellect. No. Yes. No mentats. There, I do not have any legally distinct mentats. Montets, if you will. Well, might as well.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Wow. Still not doing it.
Snake Eyes? Wow, this seems really important. Tracks on the scene, and I can't read them at all, Lieutenant. Whisper to yourself, why is this so complicated? I keep failing. Swallow it, just go on.
Maybe you keep failing because you suck.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna put points on visual calculus. I just need 30 experience points. Hey, Kuno. You wanna know something fun?
Does Kuno care?
Wait.
Kuno do-
Wait. There was something else I put on my face. What is... Oh. Well, I mean... Sure, why not? No, put them on. Good.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Kuno, I found your shack. Point to the shack.
Yeah, did you fucking there?
What was it with the pig head? I found a plate covered with powdered residue. Know anything about it? What's with the tube of magnesolum, Kuno? 1. What's with the pig head?
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Were you trying to send me a message of some sort? Demo tape, like some kind of a musician? Cool pig head. I liked it. I got one too. This one. Point to your head. It's shit. Sure.
What?
What?
What is this shit? Fucking on yourself. This is weird level shit. Kuno doesn't go there.
Fuck your shit back to normal. What is this?
Okay. Found the... Well, I did... Wait, hold on. I got 5 experience points from it, baby! Found the plate. I'm going crumb by crumb, baby. I built this character bit by bit, brick by brick. I found the plate covered with powdered residue.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Okay, what's with the tube of magnesolum, Kuno?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
He looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked what it was.
You could use some.
It's magnesium, right?
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, rips mag like a motherfucker, and you could use a battle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
Come on, it's just magnesium. Don't mystify it. I know all about magnesium. I rock it all the time.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
He looks at you, eyes bulging. The idea of Kuno playing with a train and calling it choo-choo? Yeah, sure.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
I've heard enough about this.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to
The Pigmeister. I'm the Guggemeister. I took care of the drug situation.
Alright, so you got Kuno's kilo. Here is how we do it. First, give Kuno Kuno's kilo, then Kuno gives you half back. That's how we split it. It's the best way, street way.
By kilo, you mean gram, right? I'm keeping it. You don't need more drugs. You're 12.
Alright. Kuno knew you'd try that sneaky pig shit on him.
Tell him, Kuno.
Kuno's got brains. This shit doesn't surprise Kuno.
6 coins at
So
you.
Kuno's gonna give you one more chance. Know this, pig. Shit is major.
Major fucking choice, pig.
Kuno won't take this shit lightly. The pieces are moving, pig. This is fucking domino shit.
Uh-huh.
Not like he thinks, but you can feel it. Somehow, this will change things.
Sure, Inland.
It's not hard to see at all. You hand out drugs to kids. The lieutenant's faith in your judgment will diminish significantly.
What, if any, is the downside of not giving the drugs to Kuno?
None that you can see.
Oh, well.
No, you can see it. This young man has junior officer material in him. In another life, where he trusts you.
Tick, 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 tick. Decision time. What's it gonna be? You gonna fuck the Kuno?
Boy flicks an imaginary domino piece with his index finger. This is staying with me.
Alright. You fucked the Kuno. Everybody, Kuno got fucked by his pocket pig. Just when we getting our business on, the pig throws it all away.
I told you he can't be trusted. I told you. I told you he'd steal the shit.
Relax, see? We got plenty of Kilo underground, in the tree. This ain't about that.
He turns to you.
This is about you and Kuno. You mismanaged this shit. Now everything is fucked between us. How are you gonna make this up to the Kuno, huh?
In truth, Kuno doesn't really believe there's anything you can do to make up for this.
No, I looked around and
It's irreparable.
okay, I looked around in there. It's not the easy life you got going on in that apartment. Kuno, I met your dad. There was a textbook with your name on it in the apartment. There were tons of unpaid utility bills there. I did right not to give you the drugs. Let's conclude this. Okay, I looked around there. It's not the easy life you got going on in that apartment.
The fuck do you know about Kuno's life? Kuno's got plans. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we got plans.
We? Oh.
6 meters underground, below piping from before the war, the collapsed remains of the Martinez storm drain system. There are 2 stolen flashlights with piles of batteries next to them, beside 2 bedrolls, in the dark and opening into the lower tunnels.
Huh, interesting. There was a textbook with your name on it in the apartment.
Yeah, so fucking what?
It says Kuno, not Kuno. Kuno the Reuter.
Fuck are you talking to Kuno about that kiddie shit?
That's a lame name, Kuno.
Kuno knows it's fucking lame. That's why Kuno changed it.
You can't fuck with Kuno.
Kuno, I met your dad.
How the fuck are you still alive, pig?
Kuno, your dad is half dead alcoholic. He was sleeping under some clothes.
What?
His eyes become large and round.
His posture changes. The swaying rooster motion stops for a second. Then he gets it going again, reorienting himself.
Fuck right. Kuno's dad was sleeping like a bum.
He snaps
Kuno
back.
told ya, Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about anything. Fucking breaking and entering shit. That's nothing to Kuno's dad. You got lucky, pig. Kuno knew this.
He points to
Kuno's
himself.
fucking violent fiend dad's been drinking hard lately. Kuno knew you have a way in. Narrow window. Kuno window.
Kuno window? Come on, kid. Just stop. Stop acting tough, kid. You don't have to be scared of him anymore. Whatever scary thing he might have been, now he's nothing. Yeah, I was wrong. He's hardcore. A real killer.
Kuno's not fucking trying to be tough. This shit is real. Kuno's fucking violent dad's gonna be a vegetable. Kuno knows that shit. Stroke shit. Stomach fucked up and... Kuno's gonna go out like that too. Gonna be just like Kuno's violent dad. Speed shit, crime shit, fucking on the bed. Go out West Revachol style.
Stop saying all this sad shit, Kuno.
The whisper comes smaller than usual.
There's a touch of grief in there.
Fuck you talking, sad? Kuno's got hard shit, dead shit, nothing shit.
Kid breathes in and out like a boxer and punches the air. You don't have to turn into that. Chances are you are going to turn into that.
Fuck right I am. Get your nun ass out of here before Kuno fucks it dead. You think cause you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed you're friends now?
Okay, so we could say that this oh, you think you brought Kuno 1 gram of speed could be like a fuck up in the programming, or it could be just, you know, a guy whose brain has been fucked over so many times that he does not even remember what day it is.
Turn into... Kuno ain't turning into shit. Kuno is that shit.
Yeah, especially because you forgot.
Kuno won! Oh, you won, Kuno!
The relief is palpable. The little head jumps up and down behind the fence. There were tons of unpaid utility bills in there.
Fuck right there were. Fucking 3 years or some shit.
Let me guess, Kuno's dad doesn't give a shit about them. That's no place to live in. You have to find somewhere else. Find a job, pay them yourself. Your dad can't handle things anymore. I just want to mess with this kid, that's all.
Fuck that shit. Kuno's gonna move underground, Lead I Am shit, ancient shit. Kuno's gonna live in a fucking catacomb.
Yeah, in a tomb, Kuno.
A little one seems overjoyed at the prospect. I did right not to give you the drugs.
That didn't change shit, pig. That only made things worse. Fucking social worker shit. It doesn't work, pig.
It doesn't work, Kuno. Only our shit works.
Okay, bye.
Doesn't fucking care.
Nice. Well, the good thing is I got a bunch of experience and I got a skill point from it. Which means... What was the thing that I was... I forgot. Footsteps.
There are several footprints in the mud.
Visual calculus. Okay, I'm gonna put down the same. The only thing I need. Visual calculus. Yeah, go ahead.
Several footprints in the mud.
Oh, hey.
By work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right. The hardy boys in the mess hall of Welling in Rags.
Go over them one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. The one with the bald cap on his
head. Interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
Continue.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps.
Yeah, the one who rolls his R's pretty well.
4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
What else?
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
Should have gotten this earlier.
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
And the last one?
8. Another standard work boot. 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy boy.
Wait. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. What could it be? Somebody that uses them. Wait. Why would it be worn? Maybe.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Could it be Sylvie? No, it's not Sylvie.
A leader like Titus doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time like this.
Anything else out of the ordinary? It was here. Another standard board, the number 44. An aberration. One soul is smoother than the other. Heavy one. Okay, so first of all, the aberration.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy boy. Wonder who he is.
Do you have any ideas, Lieutenant?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal?
Hmm.
Like a joiner at the harbor.
Right.
Or maybe a drummer?
A drummer. Do we have a drummer? No, we have a bass player. A joiner at the harp. Oh, could it be the old guy?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
A drummer? That's stupid. So one of the people who we are looking for is a drummer.
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer.
We are looking for a... We're so looking for a drummer now.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoes for the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Transparent. No. Wait. No, this is not transparent. Why? Looking. Oh, come on. It's gotta be like the easiest one, right? There we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver who went out to the right shoe before the left. And the accelerator is on the right. Actually, actually, I was actually thinking the exact same thing. The exact same thing. Interesting. If only I had come up with that idea, not thoughtfully.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
I'm not sure. We don't want to attract too much attention. Yes, prudent. The lieutenant writes the information down and has a notebook, then reverts to the tracks in the mud. Point. Light step, number 41.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
You mean the rat face one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat. You're right. Didn't the springs belong to him?
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
A heavy one, 200-kilogram imprint.
200? This could be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
You're right, the fat guy from the booth was carrying the victim. Maybe it was a giant. Could have been one extremely obese person. Maybe it was a giant.
Maybe it wasn't.
There is real, palpable excitement in his voice at the prospect of it not being a giant.
Maybe he was. Just imagine it, a giant man at least 2.5 meters tall.
It could have been, but if it wasn't...
He waits for you to finish the sentence. You're right, the fat guy from the booth was carrying the victim. I'm gonna be in one extremely... It was... Yeah, I'll go with one.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
So our odd soul wasn't in the back of the whirling. No horizontal footprints. Whoever walked in the whirling's pinball workshop didn't walk here.
No. These prints are pretty standard. The ones in the dust looked custom. Or maybe they're just a foreign design. It's a boot print, whatever the case.
It's a boot print, but not shoe print. Okay. Okay. So our odd soul wasn't in the back of the whirling. How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
So our odd soul wasn't in the back of the whirling.
I don't know. They're about the same size. Not the same person, no, but they
No.
could be the same person.
None. What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching.
We've been purposely misled.
By these tracks? Yes.
We've been through all of it. Indeed. Darkness. 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 Ah, the darkness. Ah! Shit. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. Ba-na-na-ba-ba-ba-na-na-ba-bum. It's rare. Oh, haba. Hawa. Haba. Why am I thinking about that? Well, I mean, it's a beautiful little guy, so you know, just a couple of dogs. I was a little bit me? How me? Oh, whoa. I swear I cannot hear indeed. Normally anymore. Yeah. There are words that have been just taken by certain elements of our cultures, and that's beautiful. Okay. So, today we're gonna be raiding Haley, who's playing Baldur's. Hello. I'm a little bit we did a lot of progress today. Even though we did not move a lot, but for sure. Oh right, I should wait. There you go. We did a lot of progress today. I should probably have like an end stream looking for a raid thing, you know. So because the disconnecting scene is like a little bit too much. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna be coming back on Sunday since I don't have like to since Gina, that's my bike, is still in the shop and will be for quite a while. I might devise like another stream in the meantime. Next week we're gonna have an extra day from now on Fridays. Well, not every Friday, but at least for now the date will be on Fridays. We're gonna start playing the original trilogy of Ace Attorney. That's right, baby. We're gonna be playing Phoenix Wright with none other than the great Jeva. We're gonna be playing with Jeva. Let me give a shout out to the silly. Oh, the silly. We're gonna be streaming here on this channel. I'll be I gotta make like presentations and everything to you know, for the for when it happens. But yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna start happening next week. It's gonna be a great time. She brought the idea to me, and I was like, you wanna do that with me? Hell yeah. She wanna we will be like just giving each other, like, you know, we're gonna be like, okay, I pick this voice, you pick that voice, and we go on about it. But yeah, that's gonna be happening next week. But for the time being, let me start the raid. Oh yeah, what should be the raid message for today? I think it's gonna be because the only thing that I could think about was just making a reference to Big Dick. But no, I think today it's just gonna be our normal messages. That's for people without the emotes, and this is for the people with the emotes. You copy it, and it turns into real emotes. Big Dick raid. But yeah, let me start the raid here. So yeah, maybe we will be getting another Disco Elysium a stream in the week. It would be great. We're doing a lot of work here. I don't know how long we have, honestly. How much game there is, but I've been enjoying every little bit of it. It's been great. It's been beautiful, and I hope that you all have been like enjoying it as well. And also, it's always a pleasure to have you here, Blacklist. In reference to your message about great to catch you when you're working from home. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming in today. Thank you Gomi for the for the big raid earlier today. Thank you Fida for the resub. And yeah, I hope to see you all next time on Sunday, or maybe in a secret stream. Who knows? Hope you all have a great rest of your week, a great rest of your Wednesday. Oh, bye-bye now. Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Goodbye.